Welcome along to SBR F1 series, the Catalonia Grand Prix. So this is round 2. We missed round 1, but we're back and give it a shot. Why not? So this F1 series, you have 2 tyres. You have the soft compound, the hard compound, and you have to use the hard compound for at least 1 lap. So that'll be something to look forward to. The championship's headed by Jake Hill at the moment from Kevin, then Nathan and Liam, ahead of Andrew, Lewis and Tassos, and Kozzy, Chris, Yorgos. So good, he's in there twice. Brian, Sean, Curios, but a few debuts in this race, and we'll go through that. But Jake is on pole, carrying on his good form ahead of Andrew, Lewis. Then there's Ben making his debut in the Sauber Patronus. Then it's Liam in the Renault, Kevin in the Ferrari, Sean in the McLaren, Kozzy, then Yorgos, then Will in the Haas, he's a debutant. God Gift John, and he's also debuting in the Jordan, ahead of Stepan. It's Corrier, Chris and Brian at the back in the Brawn. So let's get to the race then. The revs will be up and we're looking for a good start. Can Jake convert pole into the lead? Watch out for the fast start on Lewis though in the Williams Renault. And we're away, and it's a good start for Jake by the looks of it. Lewis is away well in the Williams Renault like we predicted. Ben's already passed Andrew and up into third in the Sauber. The Red Bull sweeps to the outside, so does Lewis, and Lewis tries to go round the outside of Jake, and it looks like he might have pulled that one off in the Williams. Bit of confusion in the midfield, and it looked like it was possibly the Haas, was it, that went wide? No, it was the Red Bull of Andrew. So Andrew's gone off at turn 1. Did he jump or was he pushed? But a bit more confusion in the midfield. Go back to Andrew, and he's in contact with Yorgos, and he's off, and another car off in front of him. That looks like Kozzy to me. So frantic start to this Grand Prix, and the GP2 car there coming through as well, and plummeting downhill. Jake retakes the lead from Lewis though. He's not waiting around, he's retaking the position, and well, a great move down to Verf corner. Meanwhile, they're still battling back of the pack, and Ben tries to go through as well on Lewis, but doesn't plan that too well. Try to pull out of it, I think, and that's allowed Kevin through, and Liam's looking as well. But Liam can't get that done. And Sean's lurking as well. So the top 6 all in a line right now as this midfield continues to be frantic. Brian there as well, looking for a good race. He's ahead of the Jordan 191 at the moment, but he's gone wide, and that will let that Jordan back through. But Lewis in second place, but Kevin's all over him already. Kevin with a pretty poor for him qualifying, but he's looking to right that in the race, and if he can get past Lewis, he can go after Jake. Jake already trying to pull away in the Lotus Judd, Williams Renault, Ferrari. Then it is the Sauber, and a car off. I thought I saw a car off. The yellow flags are out as we catch a pit stop there. Let's see, it looked like it was Sean. He caught the curb on the inside. Instantly put the car out of control. There's no chance of saving that. It spins back into the face of the field, but I think he'll just get away with that, and spin turns the car back around. But he's lost a hell of a lot of time, and well, chance of a podium gone there for Sean. Halfway round lap 2 though. Jake's got a good lead. He's just starting to edge away now. And Andrew recovering up to 11th already, past the Jordan, etc. Lewis though doing a good job holding off Kevin so far, as things start to string out slightly at the front. Not stringing out in 9th place though, and that's Kozzy just behind Corrier, and Will's just there as well. The Frenchman is making his debut in this series in the Haas. McLaren goes around the outside of the GP2 car. Alonso would like that. Will though doesn't make a good corner, and that allows Andrew through. So Andrew's still on the prowl, trying to make up for lost time. And it was Stepan that stopped on lap 1 in the Benison Ford, and that's Lewis off. And what's happened there? We go back to it straight away, and it was with Kevin. So let's see what happened. Kevin's over the curb, straight into the side of Lewis, and well, a bit naughty from Kevin. And he should really wait for him, but he hasn't. And I would lay that one straight at Kevin's door, to be honest with you. He's over the curb and into the side of Lewis from that angle. But onwards we go, and Ben's now got heat from Liam in the Renault, as made famous by Fernando Alonso, and down the inside, nice move. Ben just learning his trade with this Formula 1 series, didn't do a lot of practice, qualified well, but is learning the ropes as it is. The Brawn at the back though, oh, not quite at the back there, we've still got Benetton Ford and the McLaren Mercedes at the back, with Sean at the back. Sean recovering from his spin. Jake though just edging away now. Then it's Liam second, then Ben, then we've got Kevin, who's recovering from that contact with Lewis, which we felt was slightly on his doorstep really with that one. And the Ferrari driver in the 91 Ferrari car trying to catch the 98 Sauber. In front of that, the 2006, I'm going to say, if I get it wrong Liam's going to tell me, but the 2006 Renault, I'm going to say. Got a Red Bull and all sorts there, so some really fantastic liveries, and Kevin made all of these, so hats off to him. I'm sure he'd rather win this race than get complimentary comments. But Jake is pulling away relentlessly, absolutely storming away in the Lotus Judd there. Then it's the Renault, and now the Sauber under complete pressure from the Ferrari. He should pass down this straight. Let's see, it's in the slipstream, will he pull out? No, he's not going to. Doesn't feel like he can get it done. And now we have the Toyota and the well, I can't see because it's gone see-through. It looks like the McLaren, Toyota McLaren, go into combat. And Chris is another one I think that's debuting this race. I could be wrong with that, but down the inside, nope, not quite. And Lewis now onto the back of Andrew. So those two men looking to come back through the field. And Ben still holding off Kevin. Kevin will be frustrated by this. You can see Jake getting up the road. But plenty of racing to go. Remember, they've got to use the hard compound for at least one lap. And he'll shuffle through this fast. Camps the corner. Down the back straight. This will be an opportunity for Kevin. Will he go for it? No, again, he's being careful. He's biding his time. Behind the red 5 Sauber. Yorgos just ahead of these battling 2. And there's the GP2 car driven by Courier. It's God Give John ahead of the rest of them. Didn't quite catch who, and well, Kevin all over those curbs and completely sideways on the exit, but he still seems to manage to get a good run. And he's using the overtake, and that's got him straight onto the back of the Sauber. And we're joined on board with Ben, and we can see Kevin storming past in the Ferrari, and he takes the 3rd position. Still a good debut from Ben so far. But here comes the rest of them, the guys that are recovering from the back as well. Andrew and Lewis looking strong. But here we have Braun, Jordan and McLaren all fighting it out. Brian, God Gift John and Sean were stepping just behind. Brian doing a great job in that Braun. Although now here comes Sean up the inside of the Jordan. Will he get that done? He's going to have to brake very late. Looks like he's got the inside, but the Jordan can hang on the outside. Possibly he does. Everyone started this race on soft tyres. I didn't see anyone on the hard, so unless the Benetton did, because I know he stopped on lap 1, so that's a possibility. See how it unfolds. Sean with a good cut back there, and that's a great move around the outside. Meanwhile, Lewis and Andrew are past the Toyota of Chris. But it is Jake that's pulling away. Liam second, but they'll have Kevin all over his gearbox anytime soon. Yorgos has got Cozzy all over his gearbox right now, and off they go down the straight. Cozzy pulls out, and he'll try and take the Lola. He'll take the Lola Yamaha into turn 1. And the McLaren Honda takes the position, and he moves up into 5th place. Now Will's got hassle from Chris. I think Will has actually passed Chris. So, meanwhile, there's still fights going on, and Sean's into the pits, so he's stopping early. We'll see what tyres he goes onto. The softs still. Jake though with this huge lead now, which is getting ever increasing, especially with these guys battling. So Liam, then it's Kevin, then it's Ben, then it is Cozzy, Yorgos, Andrew, Lewis, then it's Will, Chris, and the rest. It's this battle pack again with the Braun, Benison and the Jordan. So they come around the corners now, absolutely flat out. Kevin's still not quite got past Liam yet though. A little bit strung out in the midfield, but we've got a good battle for second place and a good battle here for 12th place back. Oh no, who's that going slowly? That's Cozzy. So what's happened there? I suspect he's lost out of that horrible chicane that no one really likes. It's been there too long. Surely there is a better way, and he has, over the yellow sausage curb, and it's put him off, and then he dangerously gets back onto the track. I mean, he's risking a little bit there. He almost took off the Haas, I believe it was. They continue, and Yorgos now trying to get a position on Andrew, or is Andrew's actually taking a position, take that back. So Andrew with a great move, moves up another place. Meanwhile the Benetton of Stefan is moving through pretty quick, and he'll dive down the inside of Brian surely, takes it. No he doesn't. Brian swoops around the outside and retakes the position. But at the moment, already after 7 laps, it's looking like Jake's got this in the bag. Kevin's still not past Liam though. He has caught the Renault, but now he needs to make a manoeuvre, and this is his first opportunity, and Liam goes wide, kicks up the dust. That's all the encouragement Kevin's going to need. Will he send one up the inside? No. He's showing great patience. And we'll have to wait now until the straight, I would think. And now we go onto this front straight. Can Kevin do it? In the slipstream by the end of the straight, will he be close enough to do it? It's closing all the time. Again in, Liam knows it, covers the inside. Can Kevin send one around the outside? It's risky, and he doesn't. Oh, there's a bit of contact there on the entry, and then a bit more contact on the exit. And I would say Kevin's at fault there. He got sideways, and well, didn't feel the need to give up the position, and Liam didn't feel the need to report it. So I guess it's all fair in love and war. But that's allowed Ben in the Sauber though up the inside. The Sauber Patronus moves up to 3rd position, and a pretty good debut so far. Lewis though making good progress past Yorgos and Cozzy. And there's Will gaining back up on that group after his dramas. And there's Chris ahead of Corrier, whose name I'm apparently not saying right, but I don't know another version of it. Jake though knows now Kevin's up to 2nd place, but with the lead he's got, I don't think we're too worried about it at the moment. Jake in the stunning Lotus Judd. There's Kevin though, and he's edging away from Ben already. And then Liam. And Andrew and Lewis. Cozzy will pass Yorgos, so he's done that in the middle sector somewhere. Maybe a mistake by Yorgos because he's dropped quite a way back. Marlboro McLaren kicks up the dust. When that dust gets on your tyres, it does lose you a lot of grip for a couple corners, and that might give Will the chance. And you can see the sideways. The McLaren goes sideways, and into the pits comes Lewis, one of the first front runners to pit in the Williams Renault. Wheels go on. How much fuel does he feel like putting in? And away. And he's putting, well, 3/4 of a tank, so 78 litres there gone in. That should do him for about 11 laps. But you can already see Kevin starting to wind the wick up. He's pulled away from these guys pretty quickly, and he'll set his sights on Jake. Andrew's done well to come back from where all his dramas, up into 5th. Yorgos now dropping back from those two guys in front of him. And Sean does a, yeah, Sean's off again, and he'll recover from that though. He won't be happy, but he will recover from that. A mistake at Repsol corner, and it's just not Sean's day, unfortunately. But this man having a good day so far, a good lead. Oof, and Kevin again abusing those curbs, somehow getting away with it. But I feel he is starting to catch. Liam pits, so Liam a lap after Lewis pits in with a Renault. I'm going to say it's a 2006 car now, actually. I'm not sure, still not sure. He's going to tell me. See how much fuel he puts in compared to Lewis and see where he comes out, because Lewis was about 3 seconds behind him, and he comes out, he's got 10 more litres in the car. And let's see, where's Lewis? Lewis is hung up behind the Toyota of Chris, although not anymore, and takes the move nicely into the first corner at Elf. And the GP2 car's in of Courier. Jake still leading though, doing a great job, but Kevin does look like he's getting closer. The red Scarlet Ferrari absolutely storming along now. To say that car was one of my favourites back in the day, and if not the favourite of mine. Stunning car. Kevin's done a really good job of recreating all of these, I must say. Will having a good debut as well. He's up into 6th. Liam now storming along in 8th with Lewis behind him in 9th. Chris still on his original set in 10th, so only a couple pit stops so far, and the Jordan 191's far quite a way back. Kevin does pit this time though, lap 10 he pits, and in he comes, and Ben's in as well in the Sauber, shot on a Lacey car. Kevin also in a Jean Lacey car, and he's having the engine's starting to overheat. He needs to get out of the pits quickly, and he does. And well, hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. And Ben's got the same issue, Ferrari engine in that car as well, remember, so a slight overheating issue for both of them, but they get away with it. In the Yamaha, well, that's normal for the Yamaha, that's why no one ever used it. The thing used to boil like a kettle on most occasions, and off it goes. But I can tell you now that they all finished the race, so that's no worries. And look at this lot all coming out the pits, like it's a giveaway at McDonald's. They're all storming out the pits. Well, they all hold position through Renault and towards Repsol corner. So Ben filled the tank up, so that's why he's dropped a few positions, and he's running the hard tyres. So will he do one lap, or will he try and string them out? But Andrew's moved up quite well. He's 7th, Will 8th, Cosy 9th, and Yorgos 10th is this battle now. So Red Bull, Haas, McLaren and Lola. Still Jake continues, and will he come in this lap? No. So Jake's trying to go as far as he can on this first set of tyres, and trying to think why. It might be a mistake from the Brit. Ooh, sideways from Kevin, and this time he's abused the curbs too much. Here comes Liam, and he's a bit more circumspect, and just completely misses the second apex. Never mind. Sauber, but Ben doesn't even get anywhere near them, but those hard tyres, and he's deciding to stay out on them. And again, that might be a mistake as well. Most drivers thinking that these tyres are not going to be that great, we'll do as little mileage on them as possible. But here's Andrew all over the back of Chris, and it should be pretty easy. Chris isn't pitted yet. Andrew on fresh tyres, it should be a slam dunk into Elf corner, and it is. It's called Elf corner because of the fuel manufacturer, not because there's the Christmas elf still in the corner or anything like that. It's to do with the sponsor. Will looks like he's getting past Chris as well, and he has. Chris just really scrabbling for grip. You've got to wonder why he's still out there. Same for Jake, really. He's lock up from Chris, and that's allowed Cosy through as well, and it won't be long till Yorgos is passed. Yorgos sizing him up, looking back through the field, and Brian there at the back at the moment. Ooh, Jake has just got no grip, and right now I'm sure he's thinking, why did I stay out? He's gone over the gravel, which has really hurt his tyres. And again, he seems struggling to get to the pits. So I would say Jake stayed out a lap too long there. Pits lap 12, and that might be compromising his race in the Lotus. Wheels go on, but that's not the long bit. The long bit's the fuel, and he's got quite a lot to put in. And a Camel sponsored car. Let's hope he doesn't get the hump with this. And he's away. No smoke from his engine, surprisingly, being a Judd. And he leaves the pits in 4th position and clear of Ben. Ben still persevering on the hard tyres, and that really is a mistake, because now he's being caught by Andrew, Will and Cozzy as these two try to self-destruct around the first corner at Elf. Now they go side by side almost through Renault, and I would say that Will's going to hold on to that. Cozzy's forceful but not overly. On Repsol they go, and the Lola of Yorgos keeping a watching suit as Sean now starts to make progress. Remember, he is on quite a lot older tyres than those guys. And Brian cruising round to the pits to get some new tyres. Kevin though that leads, Liam and Lewis after all the pit stops. Jake's actually in 4th, so that has cost him quite a lot, but then he has gone further into the race. So we'll need to see what happens when it all shakes out after the pit stops. But Kevin looks like he's pulled a blinder to me. Ben on the hard tyres has the soft shod. Andrew closing very quickly. Corners like this, you really will feel the difference between the two tyres, and you have to wonder why Ben's carrying on with them. But Cozzy and Will are having a right battle. And now Andrew closes in, uses the overtake button, which I wasn't told about, by the way. And Andrew pulls the move down the inside. He'll get that done. Ben won't fight it because he's on his own strategy, which isn't working. Will and Cozzy are still going at it. Will retakes the position. And Cozzy's going to have to try harder if he wants to take that position off Will. Will won't lay down and let him take it. And the Yamaha Lola's still not quite, Yamaha engined Lola, not quite getting into the battle yet. Here's Liam in the Renault, just ahead of the Williams Renault of Lewis. Jake closing in pretty quick. Then Andrew now ahead of Ben, as we said. Ben down to 6th, and he's got company. Will and Cozzy are coming at pace. Frenchman and the Greek. And, well, Cozzy's gone real wide there and did well to hold on to it. Down the back straight, and another overtaking opportunity into this tight corner if you're brave enough. Sean's doing quite well now, he's storming along pretty well. He's 10th and got a good gap to 11th, but he's probably going to owe us an extra pit stop than most. So we'll see if he can conserve his tyres and get back into this race, but these two are going at it in a very similar livery, which doesn't help me, but Corrier just ahead of Chris. And Chris will look for an opportunity, a bit of a lock up there. And what's this? This is Will going past Ben, taking 6th position. So Ben storming to the back of the field. Cozzy thought about it as well. He wants to continue his battle with Will, but Ben going quite far on these hard tyres. I mean, everyone's going to have to do that at some stage, but Ben's decided the middle stint to do it, and to be honest with you, with everyone overtaking him and that, he's losing a lot of time. And if he's hoping to battle Liam and Lewis at the end of the race, I think that's slipping away from him. But there's the Jordan of God Gift John. With a name like that, you can't be driving around in 14th, my friend. Might need to change that. Joke. But there's Liam. It's in the possibly 05, possibly 06 Renault, just ahead of the Williams Renault. Lewis, and then closing in is Jake in the Lotus Judd. Oh, flash of dust there. Who was that? It's a yellow flag as well, so probably a back marker. Through the world's stupidest chicane. There's Andrew up to 5th, so a great comeback from him. Will 6th, 7th for Cozzy, 8th for Ben, 9th is Yorgos. You can see the lack of grip on that Sauber. And then we have Shorten 10th, which is quite a way back. And again, down this straight, Yorgos looking possible to pass Ben. Sean does pit, so he's done quite a long stint on those tyres. Remember, pitted early after a spin, and that completely rooted his first set. So he'll probably bung in quite a lot of fuel. He may even use the hard tyres now just to get him out of the way. But Kevin now out front. We need to see what the strategies are. We can't say that he's dominating because we don't know. He's got a good lead. But Jake obviously putting a lot more fuel, went a lot longer on the first stint. And all that needs to even out, and we'll see. But he's got more than the length for that straight. And Jake's got to get past these two yet. And two of the trickiest guys to overtake as well, so good luck with that, Jake. There's Andrew pretty much on his own at the moment. Will's quite a way back, and Cozzy continues to kick the dust up at camp, so I'm starting to think that's his line. Ben though holding Yorgos off for the moment. Lewis taking a lot of curb on the entry to that chicane, and now he's got Jake right on him. Out the last corner and down this straight. Jake should have the slipstream, but is that toe good enough to get him through down the inside at the first turn? I'm not sure. He's going to think about dying out. He thinks about it, shows his nose, but Lewis is wise to it. Lewis goes quite deep on the brakes though. So, and Jake goes round the outside. What a move. Down the inside, through in past the Williams Renault at Renault corner as well, just to rub it in. And takes the position into third. Now he needs to go after Liam and take second. And the way he's going, I don't think that will be long. Cozzy, Ben and Yorgos. So Ben now, after the shock of being overtaken by 3 cars, is starting to get his act together a little bit. And he's managing to hold off Yorgos and keep and track Cozzy a little bit. Kevin in a world of his own at the moment, but like I say, we can't say he's got it in the bag until we see the strategies. But to me, the lap times he's doing are incredible, and no one else is doing those. Kevin looking for revenge from Spa, where it didn't really go his way when going to Jake in the Lotus that race. So all these iconic liveries then through the chicane, and a bad exit from Liam means Jake's got a good chance now. And we look back from Liam, let's see the power of the slipstream. And we go down the straight, 180 miles an hour, 180 plus miles an hour. Jake thinks about it, but no, again he's just showing his nose like he did to Lewis a lap before. Into the pits comes Lewis, by the way. See where he comes out, and into Renault corner again. And this time he overtakes a Renault at Renault corner just to really rub it in. Who's this guy think he is? But it's done. This cameraman has a bit of an issue there. We'll just gloss over that. And Lewis came out in 9th place, just behind Yorgos and Ben. So he'll be a bit annoyed to not come out in clear air. Meanwhile, Sean's caught the Bennett on for what feels like the 100th time to try and pass Stepan. And he gets that done. Stepan actually lets him through there, so that's good driving from him. And well, Lewis dive bombs Yorgos, makes a complete mess of it, and takes the position anyway. Not the best move in the world ever. Yorgos struggling with the front tyres though, completely worn out. Here is Andrew though, and Will's actually catching him pretty quick. Will having a great debut. He's moving up pretty fast. Jake now in clear air, but he's at literally the length of the front straight behind. Liam pits again. Now will he go for the hard tyres? I doubt it. The rumour was that most drivers will put them on towards the end of the race with less fuel. They should have enough pace, but Ben's the only one that's tried putting them on in the middle stint, and we can see how that's working out. And away he goes. And a lot of fuel gone in this time. And that's who's that flashing past? That's Lewis. So Lewis has got him. So Liam lost a lot of time on his in lap. We don't know how much fuel Lewis put in, but let's have a look at Lewis's fuel now, and that's not as much as what Liam's got. So, and he's hung up now behind the Sauber. He lost time overtaking Yorgos as well, because he made a hash of it. Andrew up to third. Remember, he hasn't made a second stop. Jake in second, but Kevin's obviously going to be pitting first like he did in the first round of pit stops. And now with Lewis all over the back of him, and surely that's a matter of time. Brand new softs against slightly worn hards are not really going to be a compatible match. Lewis though right over the back of the Sauber. Surely he'll get this done down the inside. No, Ben covers it this time, and probably gone too deep on the brakes. Yep, Lewis gets the undercut. Good move from Lewis. He can do it when he puts his mind to it. That was a great move, and takes the position from Ben, and up into 6th place. Anyone else planning to pit? Well, Will look like he was, but kind of got a bit of a swapper on and stayed out of it. Ben now with Liam all over the back of him, so that didn't take long. So he really is struggling with these hard tyres. I guess he's just trying to get like 10 laps out of them, but it's going to cost him a lot of time. Yorgos into the pits from 9th. Liam trying to go around the outside. Into turn 1 they go, and well, they both weren't willing to give each other room, and that's the consequence of that. Ben keeps the position. Liam stays where he is. And Yorgos comes out of the pits on the hard tyres, so the first man to switch to them properly. Let's see how many laps he decides to do on those. Maybe opting to do 1 lap, come back in, put the softs on, and then go again. Kevin though, I'm starting to believe more and more as this race in the bag. He's got pretty much the final sector on Jake. Andrew with a storming drive up to 3rd, but obviously we need to see how these pit stops shake out. And Kevin is in, so Kevin's in. Will he keep the lead? Jake just round in the final corner now. Fuel going in, takes all the time. And Jake looks like he might take the lead back, but obviously Jake's going to have to pit himself. Soft tyres for Kevin. Important to try and keep across that as Will comes in. And he's joined in the pits by Cozzy. Ben pits as well, and we'll be glad to get off those hard tyres. So at least he doesn't have to run them again. The others do, and that's the only saving grace I can say that he's going to have in this race. And we're looking to see who's going to come out in front of these two. These two come in the pits pretty much together, and it is Will that leaves first. And then it's Cozzy. Cozzy putting a lot more fuel. Ben's putting enough fuel probably to get to the end, and that will get him to the end. He's on the soft tyre, so he won't have to pit again. The others we think will for just tyres. So, and who's that off? That's Will off. Will's dropped it on the hard tyres. They're a tricky tyre, and especially when they're cold, and he's dropped it straight away, and that's lost him a lot of positions. Ben comes storming through as well, so he's up to 8th for Ben, 9th for Will. And he'll probably just get off these tyres straight away. They're pretty horrible. But now just behind Sean. Sean stopped twice in this race, but he needs to stop again for the hard tyres. And Lewis storming along now with clear air, trying to catch Andrew. He's got a good lead on Liam. And those two are definitely battling for position. Ooh, battle for the lead. Jake just holding off. Kevin trying to go around the outside, much like Liam did, but he won't get that done. And he holds back. Jake's keeping the lead. Andrew pits, by the way, so we'll see where he comes out after this, because this is on now. Two great drivers. Jake won't want to give the lead up. Both still to go onto the hard tyre though, so they both own another pit stop. So this is a battle for the lead. But Kevin's on fresh tyres and Jake's are very worn. So this should be pretty easy for Kevin, you would think. But Jake's positioning his car in all the wrong places. Ben's got past Sean and is now behind Andrew, who's on the hard tyres, we believe. And Kevin now down the outside. Kevin actually takes the lead according to the tower on the left. Jake won't give it up. Brakes late. Retakes the position. Oh, Kevin sideways, nearly spun it. It's about as close to a spin as you can get. Meanwhile, the battle for 6th. Ben's caught up to Andrew on the hard tyres. Ben tries to go around the outside, but he'll be brave man that does that and doesn't do it. But he sticks to the outside, sticks to his guns, pulls the move, and goes all the way around the outside. He'll have the inside for the next corner, and that's done. So a good move. He needed to get that done. Just gets rid of Andrew, and now he can go after Cozzy. So maybe that race isn't completely ruined. Jake, though, with the curb hopping Kevin behind him. Could be a new nickname for you, Kevin. And off they go again down the straight. Jake straight to the inside. A little bit of contact. Kevin, though, lining him up. He'll have to go around the outside. Jake's literally hugging the inside. And now they're banging wheels down the straight. That's not advisable, boys. It's open wheel racing, and Kevin goes around the outside. Oh, more contact. Jake does a switchback, tries to get back through. He's desperate to keep the lead, but Kevin's got it, and on fresh tyres, Jake's not got a hope of getting back at him. And Kevin hugs the inside. Again, Jake will try and go around the outside, but he's got no rubber, and he's on the marbles now, and well, that's the end of that. Well, good driving from the two. Bit of contact here and there, but nothing too major. Banging wheels in the straight was the only dodgy part. Sean now comes past Andrew on the hard tyres. Just trying to get a couple laps out of them, but this is what happens. You just lose so much time. As the Sauber driver showed in the middle stint. There he is. Didn't work out for him at all. But he's catching back up now to Cozzy in the McLaren. And Lewis still with a good lead on Liam. But a great battle between the two championship contenders. And here's the Benetton Ford chasing the Toyota, and that is Stefan just behind Chris. Chris in the Toyota livery from whatever you want to pick, really, because it was pretty much the same all the way through. GP2 car of Coria, proving it's a GP2 car by being down in 13th. But he's just ahead of the Jordan there, sorry. Forgot what car he's driving. He's been lapped now by Jake and Kevin. Ben has caught Cozzy though, and that was pretty quick. And Cozzy on the hard tyres, so this should be pretty much a slam dunk. And he's really struggling to get grip. Ben will get a good exit. A good drive down the back, the front straight now. Hasn't got the overtake button because he didn't know he had it. Thanks, Sean. And into the first corner. Surely he'll just pull out and take this. Be better on the brakes because of the tyres. And he does take the position up into 5th place. So that's some consolation to the Sauber. There's Will, 9th at the moment. And Chris pits. And he's had enough of those hard tyres. And he'll run the softs now for the last 7 laps. And the overalls don't fit the car, which is just no CD comment there. Kevin though looking like more and more like he's got this in the bag. Can't even see Jake anymore. And it looks like Kevin's race to lose, so a great comeback from him. If that is the case, Jake's wheel spins out of the chicane, comes in, and then he'll put the hard tyres on, and he almost runs over a mechanic who was stupidly running across the pit lane. Never mind. Build him tough in Gran Turismo. Shouldn't need a lot of fuel. Although he was low, he had 11 litres left when he came in, so this may be a bit longer than we think, and he's out. And off he goes on the hard tyres, so he'll have to do 5 laps on those. And he comes out. Will he come out in front of Liam? No. Liam's got enough overspeed to go through. Liam takes 3rd. But again, Liam and Lewis owe us pit stop for hard tyres, and that should be coming up pretty soon. So Jake won't worry about too much about these guys, and to be honest, he'll struggle to keep up with them even on fresh tyres, because the hard compound is way slower. We think about 2 seconds a lap slower. Sean in 7th, but again another guy that needs to pit for hard tyres. Yorgos on the hard tyres. And Chris now feeling much better on those soft tyres. Blue flag for the GP2 car, and he jumped straight out the way of his fellow Greek driver. Again down this back straight, and Jake holding on well. To be fair, he is holding on well to that Renault. I don't think he'll overtake because even the slightly worn soft tyres are better than the hard. Although Jake's trying to prove me wrong here. Liam carries on for another lap. You can see he pulls a few lengths just out of that chicane, but now the slipstream comes into effect. And that should allow Jake to close up quite a lot down this front straight. There's Ben. And he'll be happy with those overtakes and moving up through the field. Andrew really struggling on those hard tyres. He's starting to drop back. But it's God gift John that's at the back in the Jordan. Chris lighting up his personal sectors now with those soft tyres. So like I say, feeling much better. But Kevin's just storming this now. And Jake's off. Oh, he just about saves it. Almost dropped the car completely and lost it. But managed to gather it all back. But that's dropped him way off the back of Liam now. But again, he's not really racing these guys. They've got to make a pit stop anyway. Sort of massive gap back to Ben and Cozzy. And Sean again is another guy that has to pit. It should move. Ooh, this sideways Andrew back up the field. And these two both on hard tyres, so this is an interesting battle. Maybe they jumped onto him a bit too quick. Yorgos as well. Lewis holding second place at the moment. Liam pits from third, so this is the interest in the race to see if who comes out on top between Lewis and Liam. Lewis put less fuel in than Liam, so Liam will get that back now by putting in less fuel in this stint. He can go to the end. Let's look back to see if there's anyone that can challenge him. I don't think there is. Nope, Ben's quite a way back. Ben's on the softs, Liam's on the hards, so every chance that the Sauber could get after him. Down the back straight for Kevin, and really, when he puts the hard tyres on, he can stop for a cup of tea, bake a cake, change the oil on the Ferrari, and still come out in front. Because I really think Jake just messed up the strategy today. I think he had the pace, but unfortunately, went too long in the first stint, I think, and the second stint maybe, when Kevin was behind him. But had no choice really. He's gonna go to the end now with those hard tyres. Kevin will think probably do one lap on them. Whoa, sideways from Andrew again. Spectacular, but not fast at the moment. Again with the slower compound on, and Will can get close but not attack. Yorgos struggling along on his tyres. So into the pits comes Lewis. Now this is interesting to see where he is compared to Liam. Obviously he needs to put in a little bit more fuel, we think. Graphics says that Liam will be in front. Let's see as he comes storming down the pit lane. And we are on board with Lewis. Where is Liam? Liam's round the outside, so Liam's got it. Liam takes the position, so that would be third position for Liam, fourth for Lewis. And pit stop as well for Sean out of P7. Now that will drop him down, but he will be on the hard tyres as well, but fresher ones. And most of the guys around him, so maybe he can make positions. But only a couple laps to go now. Jake will know it's done, but we still need one more pit stop from Kevin. Can't see that being an issue though, because he won't need a lot of fuel, if any. It will just be a tyre change, and with the gap he's got, I don't see any issues for him as he continues to murder those curbs and get away with it. But he goes through again, so he'll come in at the he'll do one lap, and it'll be the last lap on the hard tyres, I suspect. Liam though, can he hold off Lewis? Lewis will be charging after him. This is getting interesting though. Andrew, Will and Sean with the fresher hard tyres, but they're all on that same compound, which it's a tough tyre. Ooh, very wide from Will, and he does gather that up pretty well as well. We've seen Cozzy been doing that all race, so maybe he learnt that one from looking back in his mirror and seeing Cozzy do it. Cozzy's up the road from these guys. Better strategy is put him in front of these guys. Sean recovering from 2 spins that he's had. Now down the inside of Will. Nope, won't do it there. That's a dangerous place to try and get past, but now Will's gone wide and round the outside goes Sean. So gets that done. Another opportunist move like he did early in the race. And now he'll go straight after that Red Bull. Ooh, sideways from Benny, almost dropped that into the gravel at the same place Sean did. Lewis though is catching Liam, no doubt about it. Not that far back from Jake actually. Kevin we expect in this lap though. Jake's dropped back quite a way, so I'm wondering if Jake's had a spin or something. Here's Yorgos behind Will. So Will's dropped a lot of time as well. Everyone's struggling on these tyres, and Kevin is indeed in. But this will be a short stop, and well, Jake's only just in the final sector, so this should be easy, and he didn't take any fuel. And he'll get to the end on that, so starts the last lap with a big lead for Kevin. And that is going to be that. And Jake's still going around that chicane, so massive lead for Kevin. Really nailed the strategy, and that's got him the win along with his massive pace in the middle of the race. Difficult to read the strategy today, a lot of people doing different things, but Kevin seems to have been the best, as so often. Now Lewis is on Liam, so this is the battle on the final lap. Lewis fakes a move down the inside, just try and scare Liam off the track, but that's not going to work. And through Renault they go, both with Renault engines. Can Lewis find an opportunity? Just trying to line one up now. He goes a bit wider on the corner to try and sweep in there a bit faster, but didn't work. Liam's carrying good speed through there. Also we've got Sean against Andrew, and here it is. These guys just coming around the first couple corners. Both had adventures today. Andrew's been off the track a few times, assisted in both, I'm led to believe. But it is Kevin then in the Ferrari. At the last corner, through it comes. The car didn't win much in the day, but tonight it does. It wins the SBR Round 2 F1 Series at Catalonia. Kevin wins by a mile. It's going to be Jake Hill coming home second place in the Lotus Judd. Sorry, I knew I was going to say Lamborghini at some point. And the Camel Lotus Judd comes home second. Again, that's better than that car ever did back in the day. Third would be Liam in the Renault, and he has fended off Lewis in the Williams Renault. Ben finishes 5th on debut in the Sauber Petronas, and 6th will be Cozzy in the McLaren Honda. I'd be quite pleased with that. Had a good race. And who's going to be 7th? Looks like it's going to be Andrew in the Red Bull, just fending off the McLaren Mercedes of Sean. And they do indeed come across the line in that order. 7th and 8th. Will be 9th in the Haas, again his debut, so I'll be fairly pleased with that, ahead of Yorgos in the Lola Yamaha. 11th and 12th for Sturpen. Sturpen, not Stappen, I got it right at the end. And that completes the completes that video anyway. 13th was Correa, and he was in the GP2 car ahead of Godgift John, who will go back to the drawing board with his PSN name for that one, and 14th in the Jordan. And Brian didn't finish in the Brawn, but he was our only DNF of the race. So Jake and Kevin jointly lead the championship ahead of Liam. Then it's Lewis, Andrew, who's departed the series now, then Cozzy, Ben up to 7th already, Tassos, Yorgos, Sean in 10th, Chris, Will up to 12th, Correa in 13th, Sturpen is in 14th, Brian's 15th, and Godgift John is at the bottom. Thanks for watching. It's been an incredible race. Race 3 will be in 2 weeks' time on a Sunday night. See you then.